if you look up here, you can clearly see a hole in the ceiling. So you're outside when you're inside that forest, but for some reason you can't change the direction of the wind, even though you're outside. Not that I'm really complaining, because not having wind direction as an annoying scrappy mechanic is pretty much guaranteed a positive, because it means that when you use the Dooku Leaf, you don't have to change the direction of the wind first. Like, I don't believe that the wind direction mechanic was in Breath of the Wild. Even though you had parasailing in it. What was in Breath of the Wild was, like, you had one save file and autosave. Like, it would autosave a lot. And you had many different autosave slots to choose from. So, I guess that was nice. It would have been much better to have multiple save files. Like, with every other open world game, like Horizon Zero and stuff, like, you have multiple different save files. So, because a kind of game like that is very replayable. You can go wherever you want and do whatever you want in any order. So, it's really annoying that, like, I guess they didn't have enough room on the cartridge in order to have more than one save file for a game that big. Like, I guess it'd be too much data for them to... Except other open world games have multiple different save files just fine. So I don't know. I hate that animation. Like, again, I'm sure it's funny, but that doesn't change the fact that you have to just wait around and do nothing while he's running around. I always hate attacking those guys from behind by accident. I don't know how I avoided getting hit there. I'm pretty sure that fists collided with me, but okay. There's an action replay code called the Mega Jump code, which I love to use, that lets you hold the R button to levitate infinitely. This can actually be done forever, and you can actually make it look like you've gotten into outer space. Although there's no stars around you, but you can see the sun and the moon. Well, I don't think you can see both at the same time, but the point is, when you're climbing Dragon Roost Island in its actual dungeon, you pass through several doors that actually load up new maps all at the top of the mountain. So, if you levitate up to the top of the mountain from the Great Sea, instead you'll see that it's not animated at all from above. It's just a hollow, glitchy tube that lets you see all the way through to the ocean. And I have so many memories of that, that when I think of what the top of Dragon Roost Island looks like, I think of a hollow, glitchy tube. That's just what I think about. I used to imagine as a kid that there was actually a version of this island that wasn't destroyed. But obviously they didn't program that into the game. So even if you use sequence breaking, like codes, in order to get to this part of the... Even if you get to this island long before you're supposed to, you're just going to see this cutscene. And you'll actually activate the Ganon's curse way earlier than you should. I've never actually been able to beat the game after doing that, though. Mainly because after activating the curse, I never went back to Outset Island. And I think if you do, then the pirate ship... No, I think it's there, but I don't remember. This is a cutscene that goes on way too long. Again, I just wish I could just mash the text and just get through a lot faster. It is good that it tells you where to go, though. I didn't really pay attention to that, though. So, what I did was, I end up going to Outset Island way earlier than I should have. And so I went there without bombs. Because I just wasn't paying attention. I actually ended up editing it so that it looked like I didn't, though. So you're not really going to see that in the actual playthrough. But yeah, Jabon was here, and Ganon attacked it. So this was its own island, and then Ganon basically shattered it into pieces to make it a lot more interesting looking. And like, you can actually have a giant tree grow on the island, but it grows on a very tiny spiraling part of Great Fish Island. That happens sometimes. I mash the A button too much and I jump out. But yeah, I don't really like, the whole point of the Korok tree planting is to make a giant forest grow on the island. But there's really no point in Great Fish Island because like, the giant tree grows on a spiraling tiny island disconnected from the rest of the island, so like, I guess the wind could spread the seed to the tree so that they go to the rest of the island. But anyways, I love this theme so much. Like, this is such a badass theme. And I can actually make it so that this is the only theme that I hear when I'm on the Great Sea. I'll show you how to do that in an extra part. And I had a hell of a time doing it because I completely forgot how I was supposed to do it. So I ended up basically playing through the game, like sitting through the intro cutscene multiple times in a row. And needless to say, it was really tedious. That's another thing that the grappling hook can do, is get treasure chests. Is that a glitch? Look at that, look at how bright the sea is. Not that I'm complaining, because that makes it a lot easier to see what's ahead of me. And it's a pretty eerie effect, like, I think that's how that should have been during Ganon's curse. Like, I think that the sea should be all lit up. But instead, it's just like this, and it makes it hard to see what's ahead of you. I decided to go into this tornado so that I have a chance of being spawned really quickly to where I want to go. Because, like, I was just really sick of the sailing by this point. So I was hoping that the tornado would send me close to my destination. Unfortunately, I was disappointed. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of cuts. Like, I didn't instantly get this guy to fill up the sea chart. But yeah, we go to Windfall Island, which has the pirate ship here. We never actually see the pirate ship here again. Why would they come here for Jabon's Sacred Gem? Well, it turns out that they need bombs, because there's actually a stone wall blocking the way to Jabon on Outset Island. So, wait, as pirates, wouldn't they have bombs already? Why is this the first time that they've ever... Like, why is this the first time they've ever stolen bombs? Like, they're pirates, they have cannons on their ships, don't they? That's stupid. And what's also stupid is that you can't get the auction at this point in the game. Why? Like, I guess the people willing to participate in the auction don't want to walk out in stormy weather. Another thing stupid is that I got a letter from the mailbox, but obviously the people who programmed the game didn't realize how tiny a wallet was, because they're guaranteed to have the money go to waste. Also in the HD version, they make the text of Orca's letter not huge anymore, which loses its charm. So, a really expensive vase is worth just 10 rupees? And you have to remember that in video games, the currency is basically based on the Japanese yen. So for example, 100 something in a video game currency, is actually just $1 in American. So that would mean that 10 rupees is worth even less than that in American. Like, 100 rupees would be $1. So that's a really expensive looking vase that just valued at $0.1. It is kind of funny seeing him like move around, although it's also kind of disturbing because of the way his head moves. Why does he keep on moving? And how is he staying up? Like, how is he not falling over right away? He's not tied to anything. He should be tied to a chair. Like, the way he's tied up now, I don't understand why he isn't. You know what would have been really funny? If his head actually hit the nerd right in front of him. I forget what his name is. But yeah, like, that would have been a lot more funny. Like, especially considering how much his head is swinging around. Like, you'd think that it would hit one of them. This is disturbing, considering that Tetra is just a child, and they're joking about him having a child with her, even though I'm pretty sure that the pirates are all adults. You can tell the story was written in Japan. And Tetra doesn't even really react to it properly. Isn't she supposed to be like 10? I never really got this. Why is he... What kind of an animation is that? Why is he just constantly looking around over and over and over and over again? This doesn't even really properly suit the scene. Like, Gonzo's animations are perfect, but like that, the animations of the nerd were kind of weird. I really like that. That's a really good line. It shows that even though she's a pirate, she has a heart. Because, well, I guess that's just inner nature. Because someone like her can't be a villain, if you know what I mean. Like someone of her role. I don't know. I like that line too. Like, that shows off her sass. Like, right after we see her heart, we see her sass. That is a really good character moment. Okay, if he has cracked glasses, why haven't they already stolen her replacement glasses? I also don't see the point of him wearing spiral glasses. I mean, I know it's a cartoony art style, but it makes no sense why he would wear it. Like, how is he able to see through it? You can't see his eyes at all. Also, the guy with the closed eyes, the shopkeeper, he honestly looks like he's a Cyclops. Like, it kind of looks like his eyes are connected to each other. I believe if you destroy the crates, you'll see pigs in them. There's actually multiple different, like, passwords that you can get. It depends on what playthrough of the game you did. And, like, it's entirely random what password you get. So, like, you can get, like, Swabbies as a password. So, because of that, you're forced to watch the cutscene to know what you're supposed to input. So it's not like you can just skip that cutscene, which is really stupid, to be honest. Like, it would have been great to be able to just look up a guide and be able to skip that cutscene. Well, I guess it does make sense. Tetra seeing Link is what causes her to decide to tell the pirates to not go back to the pirate ship. So if she hadn't seen Link, and thus we hadn't seen that cutscene, then the pirates would have gone back to the pirate ship. And they would have been in the pirate ship, and so we wouldn't be able to be doing this right now. This is one of the most annoying parts in the game. I thought this would be easier, because we don't have any platforms to land on. We just have to land on the ropes themselves. I thought it would be easier. Boy, was I wrong. Like, even if you land on the boxes are too low in elevation. So if you jump off them, you're not going to be able to grab onto the swinger things again. So this was a pretty annoying part of the game for me, especially since you have to stop constantly with these things to turn around. And they swing around so far to left and right, and while they do have a generous hitbox, the hitbox is only so big. So ultimately, it's very precise, pressing the A button. And of course you have to press the A button when you're swinging towards it. So it's easy to feel cheated out of an opportunity to jump into it. Because all of a sudden the thing that was in front of you was too far to the left or right. And so if you jump, you're not going to grab onto it. You're just going to miss it. Like here, I was relying on the fact that their hitboxes were so big. So I was able to get here. But unfortunately, when you jump onto them, sometimes you can be at the top of the rope. And that means that you won't swing as far as you would normally. So you have to hold down the R button and slide down it. I could have sworn that I didn't actually touch that. But that's what I mean about the hitbox being large. Like, I know... Like, I'm not complaining or anything. Yeah, that was really frustrating. Like, right after I grabbed onto that thing because the hitbox was large, I ended up missing this. I'm clearly too far to the left here, but I was too impatient because readjusting my position would mean stopping and turning around just to be facing a little more to the right. And of course now I have to stop again. Did I mention that you're on a time limit, by the way? If you take too long, then I'm pretty sure the door will close, and then you'll have to do it all over again. Thankfully, you can get some pretty satisfying revenge after doing all this. I really don't see how this was necessary. Why can't you just get it right away? Why can't he just give it to you right away? I mean, he is being playful, so I guess it makes sense for him to put you through that minigame. In a lot of games, like Minish Cap, you'll get the bomb bag, like from a chest. Here you just get bombs, and I guess the bomb bag is supposed to be invisible? Because I don't see it. Why is it only now when she decides to use the Gossip Stone? I mean, she says when you first talk to her with the Gossip Stone that she can see whatever you're doing through that Gossip Stone. So, why did she take so long to talk to you? Why didn't she talk to you more often? Why did she... I mean, I guess she waited until now to surprise you. But I just don't understand why she... Like, if she can see whatever you're doing and hear whatever you're doing through her Gossip Stone, why didn't she become aware of your adventure and what you were doing? Why is it the King of Red Lions who always talks to you through that thing? Like, does she just not care? Basically, like, you get the Gossip Stone because she slipped it into your pocket right before she fired you from the cannon. Not really sure how. I guess she slipped it into his pocket when he was unconscious. It was being dragged. That's satisfying.